This is the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast, episode 301.
I program my home computer.
We have a server crash. 404 error. Page not found. Links aren't working. System is crashing. System is crashing. System is crashing.
Your old HTML website. Barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website. Better than it was before. Better. Stronger.
Faster. We have the technology. The technology.
Why, hello everybody, this is Adam Silver, the host of the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events, we have a couple things to talk about here. WordCamp Mombasa, December 7th and 8th. WordCamp Pokhara, December 7th and 8th. WordCamp Guayaqil in Ecuador, December 8th. And WordCamp Nairobi, December 7th. Both of those last two are 2-day camps. Check them out. And if you are also, there's one more thing here, WordPress, the WP Agency Summit. It's a virtual event for WordPress agencies. It kicks off December 6th and lasts through the 16th. And if I'm not mistaken, it is free. Register now for free. WPAgencySummit.com. And there'll be a link in the show notes as well. But that should be pretty darn interesting. Look, I clicked on the link here. Yeah, it's just a free pass. It's like 10 days long. Speakers from HubSpot, Cloudways, Elementor, GoDaddy, WP Mayor, WordFence. Oh, cool, WordFence will be there. So there'll be a lot of things going on there. And I guess it's, I'm not sure who's hosting it necessarily. Kim Doyle. Oh, cool, right on. I think she's going to be on there as well. So a whole bunch of expert sessions. That'll be kind of fun to watch. So, all right, what else? Moving on in the segment one, in the news, a couple things here. WP survey, the WordPress survey is still there, still out there over on wordpress.org.survey.fm. Link in the show notes. Takes about 10 minutes. Please fill it out, help us out, help out the community as a whole. Be great. Also, there have been some tentative dates for WordPress releases in 2020, which is pretty cool, over at make.wordpress.org. For example, they are tentative because things just take time to actually nail down, but 5.4 looks to be in end of March, 5.5 in August, 5.6 in December, and this keeps going all the way through 2020. Through 2021, all the way up to version 6.0. So I'll link to that in the show notes as well. So from 5.4 to 6.0, kind of potential release dates. These are not solid, but just kind of interesting to see what's going on. And also read the comments about people think about this schedule as well. So check that out as well. All right. I'm also still looking for photos for the sneaky selfie thing I'm doing with Scott DeLuzio. If I was in a photo of yours on your iPhone or mobile device from WordCamp US this year, and you share it with the hashtag sneaky selfie, we are donating $5 to WP and Up. Goes through the end of the year. So, and speaking of mental health, my friend Jamie Weldholm, she also started a new site called honestlyhopeful.blog. Check it out over there, honestlyhopeful.blog, collecting people's stories, inspiring mental wellness stories. Put a link in the show notes there as well, so check that out. Okay. I think that's it for the news. That's it for the news. Okay, moving on, segment 2, the meat and potatoes of this week's show. It is about using Wiki for business. So, if I'm not mistaken, we've all heard of Wikipedia. It's been around for a while. I mean, only 19 years. It came out in January of 2001, coming up on 19 years. And I'm pretty sure you've heard of a wiki, Wikipedia, wikis in general. So, in case you haven't, a wiki is a system that allows many people to collaborate and edit content online. Big companies use it, small companies use it, NASA, Intel, Adobe, how-to guides. So, again, on the brief history side of things, the designer of the first wiki, Howard G. Cunningham, he launched his site in 1995. The site's name, WikiWeb, came from the Hawaiian word wiki, which means quick. In turn, WikiWiki means very quick. And that's what Cunningham was going for. I found this out online. So today's wikis are used for many things, obviously. They come from 3 basic design tenets. These are the main 3 things that help with kind of seeing if you need a wiki or if it's the right thing for you. Number 1, easy to update. Adding and updating an entry to a wiki is a straightforward process. Collaborative is number 2. So you want to have a very collaborative wiki. That way it takes on the advantage of many people's minds and wisdom. And number 3, simple to navigate. Simple tree navigation to search, easy to drill down to find information you need quickly. Okay, so those are the main three tenets that kind of define what a wiki is. So it got me thinking, is there a business purpose to have your own wiki? Well, of course there is. But then also, how would you do that within WordPress? So, and also the why. So yes, there's a reason for it. And the why, in my opinion, what I kind of researched for you all was this. First and foremost, if the wiki is external facing, if it's out in the world on the interwebs, so anyone can find it, you get a lot of SEO juice. Because it's going to be indexed and searched and found when people run searches for that keyword, for that information. It makes you, number 2, an authority in that information type, okay, which leads to trust. And number 3, it'll actually also increase your traffic to the website, because typically the content on a wiki is evergreen because people are always adding to it and updating it and changing it to be relevant to that topic at hand, okay. So there's a little why and how it can help you. The alternate names here of wikis are also known as knowledge bases. Knowledge base article, KBAs, KPAs, a couple different versions here as well. So with that, I did check out a few options that are out there. I went to the repo, the repository, and I typed in wiki, and I got 500 plus results with the word wiki in them. Some didn't make sense at all, but some did. And I checked in also on knowledge base, and I got 400 plus. So there's over 900, almost 1,000 variations of a wiki or a knowledge base type of plugin that you can use. And I tested each and every one of them. No, I didn't. I'm kidding. I tested a handful of them. And I wanted to talk about those here right now with you. First and foremost, I checked out a paid version. I didn't pay for it. I just checked out the demo version of a paid one called Helpy WP. Looked interesting, but since I couldn't do a whole lot with it as it's paid, it's very popular. I did find that out, but didn't give me a whole lot of functionality on the demo that I was trying to mess with. So just that's a popular one. I wanted to mention it. And there are paid and light versions here and different things. The one I did try out that I installed was a light version of Encyclopedia Lite. Fairly basic there, free and paid version. The free forces you to use a certain URL, the / encyclopedia, I believe is what it was. Paying for the version to unlock things gets you a lot more control. One of the ones I spent the most time with probably was YadaWiki. I found this interesting. You could add content, then insert that content to a page or post. You can actually have a table of contents showing all or segmented by category, tags, etc. I thought this was really interesting. It's pretty popular. It seemed to be used by many people. And then one of my favorites was WP Help. And it got me thinking, this is what came up for me about 3 weeks ago, approximately. So I used to love WP Help. It was fantastic. I used it all the time for many of my clients. It's really on the back end side of things. It's not for front facing as far as I can tell. And you know, it's awesome. I would also record screen videos, upload those to the actual site because they're internal use only, not going to be a ton of bandwidth being used. But that way my clients could have a how-to video on how to do something. It stopped working like 6, 8, 10 months ago. I'm not sure when it was. Had some bugs. And luckily, by chance, it got some love recently. It got updated, and it works with 5.3. 5.3. It's working with Gutenberg now, so it's awesome. What's awesome about WP Help is this. If you have a niche, if you will, inside of your business, let's say you're doing sites for consistently the same type of businesses, and they all are going to need support documentation. You can create one set of support docs, host it yourself on a site, and then link to that as the wiki, as the one repository place. All the sites in question will get the updates automatically. It's pretty cool. So I'm a huge fan of WP Help, so check that out. And it's also free, by the way. In thinking about this project and this little idea here, services. There are some services you could do as well, third-party services. We use Help Scout over at my agency side of things for tickets. And depending on the level you pay for a service, you may have the ability to have documentation. I do. We have never used it because I keep it pretty... the services we do are just ticket-based, don't need to have that there. But you could, if you had a lot of clients and you want to have documentation within Help Scout, I could do it there. So, and then lastly, actually I thought about this just like at the last minute, you could self-host your own hardware and software. In this case, I run a Synology server in my house. I use it mostly for Plex, but I looked online, almost forgot about it, and there is a piece of software called Synology Wiki. I forgot what it's actually called. But there is a free piece of software that I could run my own wiki on my Synology, and I could make that internal or external facing, depending on how I wanted to open up the ports and host that myself. So there are many options out there for you if you're interested in doing a wiki or a knowledge base type of service. you have some options. So there you go. Hope that you find that helpful. I did. I'm happy to no end that WP Help is back and working, because that's what got me thinking about this. Is I needed some new way to have help files available for some of the sites and clients that I maintain and help. And for themselves as well. Mostly internal, but some of them are external as well. All right, moving on. Segment 3, tip and tool of the week. This week's plugin was suggested to me by my buddy Dustin. It's called Code Snippets. I think it's maybe Code Snippets plugin. Yeah, no, just Code Snippets. Code Snippets is really easy, clean, simple way to run PHP code through a plugin. You don't have to add the functionality to the functions.php file. Pretty cool, as I'm testing some things within WooCommerce and wanted to check out some code snippets without having to go back and forth and break a site. So pretty cool there. So it's over at, there's a link in the show notes. It's just code-snippets if you're looking in the repo as well. And it looks like it has over, how many installs? 2 months ago updated, active installs 200,000, works up to 5.2.4, etc., etc. So link in the show notes there. So there you go. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here. If you have any questions, go ahead, send it in via email, adam@KitchensinkWP.com, or use the speak pipe function on the website. You can support the show by becoming a Patreon. You can sponsor the show, form on the website. Thanks for listening. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. See you next week. Bye-bye.